able to show you my outfit before I left for the meeting, so I'm going to show you the outfit now that I'm back. So first, let me give you a close-up of the shoes. These are my newest Maria Luca heels. And then I'm going to, if you know Maria Luca, if you've been here for any period of time, you know that I have a pair of these in denim, and I just really like the style of these shoes, and I get so many compliments on them, so many compliments. They are not like 20,000 steps, but they can get me a full 10. Okay, so here's the full look with them on. And then for my bag, I just did my Lanvin bag because it's super easy. And then, because it was raining this morning, let me show you what I wanted to wear. So it was raining this morning, and I wanted to wear this cute little trench cape rain jacket that I got from Coast during the solds. So it's kind of like this. But it was super wrinkled when I reached for it, and I was like, oh shoot, I don't have time to I didn't have time to steam it. But this is what the look would have looked like if I had a moment to steam it, and this color would have perfectly matched the shoes. So, yes. So earlier this week, I saw this person that I know posted a story, and she was like, you know, in an effort to be more authentic, the fashion girlies are now trying to distress their Birkins themselves. So they're trying to like make their Birkin look like it's distressed and worn and lived in, and you know, all of this. And that made me think, because then the New York Times, I don't know, recently did an article, New York Times Style did an article on authenticity and how celebrities are talking about the work that they've had done because they want to appear more authentic. And just in thinking about all of that, something hit me, and I wrote it down because it all kind of hit me late at night, and I wrote it down and I want to share it with you. So these are my thoughts on authenticity. Here's why I think authenticity is so elusive for the fashion girlies. So first and foremost, let's start off by defining a fashion girly. A fashion girly is a person who is so preoccupied with fashion as a social media driven concept that they are unable to develop or nurture their own sense of style. And it is the lack of a sense of style that makes them come across as inauthentic. And you can have the financial resources, you know, all the financial resources you want, and you can still lack this sense of style. So this is nothing to do with money, right? And then I continued reflecting, and I continued to write. They see something on social media, on a celebrity or another influencer, they decide it's cool, then they make a video talking about how it's the new trend or the new it girl look, and then all the other fashion girlies jump on it and also start calling it a trend. And then the fashion blogs, magazines jump on it, and then it's just everywhere. It's a manufactured cycle, and that's why those who participate in it come across as inauthentic. On the other side of the cycle are the actual tastemakers that the fashion girlies seek to emulate. These tastemakers are the real style icons. Their goal isn't to create trends or to follow them. They just have a strong sense of personal style, which is infectiously authentic in a world of imitators. The way they wear and live in their clothes is an extension of their personality. As a result, the fashion girlies seek to replicate that authenticity by buying the same or similar clothes and then attempting to style it in the same way. But the fashion girly can never achieve the same authentic look because they lack the personality to pull it off. So, let me give you an example of that based upon my outfit today, all right? So, okay, so you have seen this dress, right? This is the dress that I wore to my visa appointment, right? This dress is stowed. I got it from Stowed. It's actually on sale, and I'll of course link to it, but you know, whatever. This dress, super cute, okay? I will be 100% frank. I saw this dress on another influencer and I was like, that is the exact like type and style of white dress I've been looking for. That's perfect for my summer wardrobe. That's what I need. So seeing it on somebody else led me to go buy this dress. But you saw already one way in which I styled it. Let me show you like how I'm styling it today. Okay, so I'm styling it with this stowed bag. If you remember, this was a bag that the internet went crazy for, maybe like 5 or no longer than that, like 6 years ago or something like that. Everybody wanted one of these bags, right? 6 or 7 years ago. I thought this bag was super cute because it's plastic on the outside, beaded on the inside. You may remember it. I think this bag is cute. I love this bag. However, I did not buy this bag when it was trending, right? Because I didn't want the trend to be what dictated my buying the bag. I really wanted to know that I liked the bag. And sure enough, I love the bag, and so I'm wearing the bag. Another thing I'm pairing it with are these white sunglasses, which are kind of in this like 60s cat shape. Again, this style of sunglass was trending, what, like 10 years ago maybe, right? Like, or 8 years ago. This was a big trend. I didn't buy it during the trend. I bought it like 2 years ago, right? So there we have that. And then, because I love having a pop of color, I'm wearing my Jimmy Choo like neon orange sandals. They don't come across neon in the video, unfortunately. I'm sorry, they look more orange. These are bright neon, okay? Again, when was neon trending? Neon was trending, what, like 3 seasons ago? Everything was neon. I didn't buy these when they were trending. I bought them like maybe 1.5 years ago. So, and I'm not gonna completely tie it on, but I'll just show you what the look looks like when it's kind of put together. You see this? This is ultimately the look. So I've taken 3 things that were technically trending, and I styled them in a way that's like very authentic to me and very authentic to my style, because I didn't normally, people who own this bag, you don't see people carrying it anymore, right? But for me, it's part of my style, so I'm still gonna carry it, and so I'm still gonna like pull off the whole look. So like, there's just this like lack, I think, of the problem with authenticity and style right now, and people searching like all these celebrities and other people talking about the stuff like in this kind of, you know, trying to be more relatable in the search of, you know, authenticity. It's like you can't, when you are a trend follower, I think that it is harder to come across as being authentic and presenting as authentic. And I'm not talking about on social media, I'm talking about to the world. Because if you're not being authentic to your own style, like if you just don't know what it is, because all you're doing is copying what everybody else you think is an it girl or whatever person is doing, then if you don't know who you are, how can you present authenticity to the world? And so that's how I think very often about fashion and style and putting together an outfit is this outfit authentic to me and my style? And I really think that personal style is just a matter of really beginning to understand and live out your true and authentic self. Because my style, if you scroll back to my Instagram, so a lot of people will delete their Instagrams. You know this, right? They'll like delete their old photos on their Instagram. I don't have time to do that, right? I have better things to do with my life. So you can scroll back to when I started posting on Instagram. You can scroll all the way back and you can see like when I was doing it, when I wasn't, etc. And you can see the shift in my personal style between the US and Paris. It's a very noticeable shift. And even though I have many of the same clothes and I still wear the same clothes, I just wear them in a completely different way. Those are my thoughts on authenticity in fashion, authenticity in fashion girlies, authenticity in celebrities. It's like there's so much stuff that is inauthentic, and so much of the cycle of clothing and how we wear clothing and our approach to fashion has become very inauthentic. Like it's like a copycat of style, right? We have 22-year-olds telling us what is trendy, and all they're doing is copying each other, and that's how you end up with, for example, girls walking around, American teenagers, you know, walking around the streets of Paris and Barcelona and whatever, in what we would consider to be boxer shorts or sleeping shorts, but the online social media has told them that that's the fashion trend and that's what's trendy and that's what they should wear, but nobody's actually wearing that, because there are these trend cycles that exist on the internet, and then there are these trend cycles that exist in the real world. And I think in the real world, there should be far fewer trends and more of a focus on your style, and I think that that should also exist in the digital world, but it doesn't quite. So there's this huge gap. I hope that this doesn't come across as a rant. It may have. But anyway, I am off today. I don't entirely know what I'm going to do. I want to go to Saint-Ouen, so that is my hope, is that I can get up there. So yeah, let's see if we can do that, because it would be nice before everything starts to close down, if to just go and like see if there are any knickknacks that I don't need. So yeah, all right, we'll go. So I was just up at Marche Saint-Ouen with one of my friends, and she was asking me if I had ever considered hiring an image consultant. And I was just kind of like, what do you mean? And basically her point was like, she goes, you know, hire somebody essentially to tell you if, you know, the style that you're hoping to project is actually what's being projected. And part of the reason I thought that was so funny was because I was like, if there's anything I know, it's that right now my style is projecting more of who I am, more so than it has been in like any other part of my adult life. And I was just kind of like, yeah, not really for me, because I feel quite confident at this point that, like, you know, what I want to project is in fact what I'm projecting with my clothes. And I just thought this conversation was really interesting because, again, I think that so often we are not, I mean, we just are not being our authentic selves for a variety of reasons, right? You know, and I just thought it was so interesting that her way of dealing with that was to like consider hiring an image consultant. Because I was just like, girl, you don't need an image consultant. What you need is you need to let go of the societal pressures that have gripped us as attorneys, and just let it all go and just be you. You know, there are some people who are always just like, they just want to break the mold, right? Like, they just are like, you know what, forget it. I'm going to just do me and be whoever I want to be. And that our society is so much about conforming in different ways that people who are like that often have, people who choose to go against the grain often have like kind of some of the hardest times. So I just thought that in light of our conversation, about, where I share with you my thoughts. I thought that was really interesting that she said that today. So it is supposed to rain all day in Paris today, but that wasn't going to stop me from my walk. Right now I'm on Rue de la Chaude, which is a really cute street because it has lots of like really great shops. And then of course you have the cute little Alimentation right here. So let's just take a walk and enjoy it. Today I was reading an article, and as I was reading it, it made me think, how do we define a tastemaker? Like, who do you consider to be a tastemaker? Because, so essentially the article was in Vogue Business, and it was talking about how brands aren't inviting like traditional influencers, and instead they're inviting people who, for lack of a better term, people who like look like fun people to hang out with, like substackers and people in galleries and, stylists and that sort of thing. And as I looked at all of the names of the people who were listed in the article, all I could think was, well, all of these people are fashion insiders in some way, right? Like they either work for the Vogue or used to work for Vogue. Even the substackers that they were citing, used to be fashion editors at, big fashion magazines. Like all these people are insiders. And so it made me think, like, who is a tastemaker? Because the thing is that who I think is a tastemaker is likely going to be different than who you think is a tastemaker. And so often we have these outlets and they're telling us who is a tastemaker. I did a Q&A a few weeks ago on Instagram, and one of the questions I got was, who is your style icon? And I said, my style icon is my grandmother, because my grandmother, even in her dementia, still is all about her fashion, right? She still loves her clothes. She will only go out with a purse. Like, this is like just fundamentally at her core who she is. And, in thinking about that, it always makes me think of, who are the tastemakers? And are
are the tastemakers being established, frankly, by the same system that's creating this trend cycle and this kind of circle of inauthenticity. Yes, we know to a certain degree, we've always known to a certain degree they were, right? Because we've had models on magazine covers and whatnot, but I don't know, in this new era that we're existing in, where everyone is an influencer, et cetera, you know, does everything come across as inauthentic because some is on inauthentic? And even the parts that are supposed to be authentic and used to be authentic are in fact inauthentic in and of themselves at their core.
I wanted to show you today's outfit and show you two different ways I was actually planning on styling the outfit. So this is the dress. I got this dress from Self Portrait. I love it. It has pockets, and I love that you can wear these sleeves up like this, which I think makes it a little bit more appropriate for church. And then I get out of church and like down it goes, and I'm free and I'm living my best life. I really want to wear these shoes. So I wore these silver Stuart Weitzman, and then I wanted there to be some interest to the outfit. I wanted there to be a bit of layer, a bit of pattern. So I'm doing this, I did this gingham purse, which has silver hardware, as you can see, and it's from Burberry. So, I'm not gonna do the shoes all the way, but silver shoes, right, with the gingham purse. And the great thing about this bag is I can go like this. So this is how ultimately I styled up this look this morning. Now, let me show you a second way of styling it. Another way, if I'm going to reflect a different aspect of my personality, is to do these platform shoes, which are super comfortable, and pair it just with a red bag, just straight up red. And this time the accessory is going to be the kind of gold, because that's also kind of what's in the jewelry. And so play it up this way. This is another way I do it, with the red and with this pink. And as you can see, this just gives the outfit a slightly different look. So I have these sunglasses. They're Ferragamo. I bought them during COVID while I was in Italy. So, as you can see, this is another way that I can pull everything together. So I thought we would end this video with something that I think perfectly represents everything that I've been saying about trends and authenticity in fashion and all of that good stuff. So in 2021-22, there was a dress that was trending. Everyone had this dress, and I really, really wanted this dress. However, I held back, I resisted the urge, because my thought was, I want to make sure that I like it, not because I'm seeing everyone wear it, but because I genuinely do like it. And ultimately this year, I got it as a birthday present, and my brother has finally shipped it to me. And as a result, I'm going to show it to you. And I guarantee you, once you see it, you're going to be like, oh! This, my darlings, is it. The original strawberry dress from Lyrica Matoshi. Let's put it on. I want to make sure you can see it. So this is the full look of the dress. This is it on me. So the dress is glitter, right? So the little strawberries are glitter. And so it is one of those things where when you wear the dress, you move the dress a lot, you do too much with the dress. Does the glitter come off? Yes, some glitter does come off. But come on. I mean, can you think of a dress that's more me? So, can't wait to wear this dress. I don't even know where I'm going to wear this dress, but I can assure you I am 100% going to be rocking this dress at some point before the summer ends. I'm probably more happy with it now because I waited than I probably even would have been if I had, you know, got it when it was trending. So yeah. So, with that said, I hope you have enjoyed this video. I cannot wait to hear your thoughts on this topic because we are fashion women here. We are the fashion ladies on this side, and I know that we really appreciate not just fashion but style, and we appreciate the history of fashion and all of those things. And so I just cannot wait to hear your thoughts when it comes to authenticity in fashion and tastemakers and the trend cycles and all of this. So voila. And if you've read any of those articles that I posted, please, I want to hear your thoughts in the comments, because those were both like really interesting articles, at least to me. So there you have it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Take care, stay safe, and I'm gonna twirl it on out.